So really quick chat about fuel pumps here. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I do understand it's probably a limited audience on this one. If you are interested, leave some comments and I'll answer any questions. But we've done loads and loads of work on this van. We've done, I've rebuilt the carb. When we first got it, it broke down about 4 times on the way home. We've pretty much replaced anything that can go wrong. Hopefully, we've put a new alternator on it, new starter motor, all of the things that after 30 odd years it's probably like end of life. I've been having a bit of problems with it hesitating a bit, so I've played around with it a fair bit. One of the symptoms was after a week the van would really struggle to start. All vans, you may or may not know, have a fuel pump that's basically pulls the fuel from the fuel tank up to the carburetor or the injection system that feeds fuel into the engine. On these older vehicles they have a mechanical fuel pump which sits in off the engine, and it kind of tap 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 tap, so it's not the most efficient by any stretch of the imagination. It's a well-known thing with older cars that if you leave them for too long the fuel evaporates out of the carburetor, and it also goes back to the fuel tank. So that was the problem, and I knew that was likely the problem. So I was going to try a new modern electric fuel pump on this one, and as a sort of a backup to the mechanical one. So I tried it this morning, plugged the fuel pump in, completely bypassed the mechanical one, took the van up the road, and it's like a completely different van. It's like I fitted a turbo to it or something. So it was obviously, the problem was it was running out of fuel before. Now I think that there was probably something mechanical behind the fuel pump, because it's a brand new mechanical fuel pump that's causing it. It's worn or something like that. So here we go. I'm going to do a proper install on the electric fuel pump. One thing with an electric fuel pump is you've got to have some sort of a system that if the car crashes and a fuel line breaks, that the fuel pump doesn't just carry on pumping fuel over a hot engine, because that doesn't ever end well, obviously. So what I fitted is this little inertia switch here, and it's got a little tiny ball bearing under a mechanical switch. And when the mechanical switch is set, it touches connectors, and then if I hit that now, the ball bounces and it pops up and hits that switch off. So then there's no connection. So the earth for the fuel pump is going to run through this switch. So if we ever do get into a bang, that switch will open, so it'll go open circuit, and the fuel pump won't run anymore, so it'll stop pumping fuel over the hot engine. So yeah, that's kind of where we are. So I've installed that one. I need to wire that in. I've put the fuel pump in against the back there, and I've mounted it on a little rubber foot. It's a really quiet fuel pump actually, so I'm quite happy with that. And then it's plumbed straight in, so the electric's coming through the fuse board. I had quite a bit of fuse issues with this van, so I had to do quite a lot of rewiring. So I know that there's a spare fuse holder, so we're going to run that off of a ignition feed all the way through there. I'm going to have a little switch so I can turn it off if I need to in the cab, and then straight into the fuel pump. I'm not going to have a relay on this one because I've got an old-fashioned Lucas, I think it's 40 amp switch. So that's going in the front, so the feed's going to run straight through that one. So, like I say, I'm not going to bore you with any more details. You can watch me do it. And if you've got any questions, I mean, it was a complete game changer to the van. So if you've got one of these vans and you're struggling with hesitation and stuff like that, just try this. The electric fuel pump was £9. So give it a go, put it in, but it's transformed the driving of the van. Unbelievable. So yeah, I'll stop rabbiting and I'll get on with it.
We got time on our side, we're in a state of home. I need you on my fire. I want you to know that every time you're away, I long for you so much I can find my way. We got everything here, at least to stay alive, and the time that we share makes it all worthwhile. Got this place on our I saw you walking the line, and the truth may come as a surprise that with you I feel alive. You'll be the last one I think about. We got time on our side. We're in a state of hope. I need you on my fire. I want you to know that every time you're away, I long for you so much I can find my way. And I saw you walking the line, and the truth may come as a surprise that with you I feel alive. You'll be the last one I think about. When it all breaks down, I'll wait for you right here. And I swear that we got nothing to fear. It's a miracle that you and I are finally here. I saw you walking the line, and the truth may come as a surprise that with you I feel alive. You'll be the last one I think about. The last one I think about. Oh.
That's ignition on, running. And then if you have an accident, pump stops. You can reset it. Thanks for watching, and if you liked the video, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing. There'll be lots more on the way, and eventually we will actually be using this van and doing a bit of travel. So yeah, if you want to subscribe, please do. Thanks very much.